live on Instagram.
Preparing to go live. This meeting is being live streamed. You can watch it on Facebook. Okay. So let's just make sure we get
Oh, hello.
This is
live on Facebook.
I was totally ready.
Okay. We are here. Brooke, say something for me.
Hi, guys.
Jennifer.
Hi.
Haley.
Hey.
All right.
We can't see you.
You can't see me?
And this.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, this is way too weird. There's like way too many of us happening right now. So that's gonna go away for sure.
Oh my God.
So we can't really see Brooke on here. Wait, hold on.
Wait, no,
It's
it's
just,
lean.
we can. It's just
I
because
can
we
lean.
can.
Oh no, he's good.
because it's sideways.
Yeah, it's
with the
sideways.
comments.
It's
I
sideways.
can be in
and
the
comments
shade.
are sideways.
That's fine.
Yeah, everything's good. So
If it wasn't sideways, you guys wouldn't be able to hear us at
yeah,
all.
That's
everything's
true.
good. So
It
they
is
can
good.
just turn their phones.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know how many people are watching us right now. It's 6.
Hey, it's because it's
6 superstars.
Oh, we coordinated the outfits. That was good. Way to go, guys.
I love the shirt.
Yeah.
It's the Generation Lyme sandwich.
So welcome to the first ever. This is the
That's great.
This is the live taping of the Gen Lyme Day 2021 podcast. We have been doing podcasts on our for about, I don't know, 6 months now, and we figured we had to do one for Generation Lyme Day. We thought we'd do it live. So what we're gonna do is listen to people mow their lawns. We're gonna talk about Generation Lyme. We're gonna talk a little bit about why we wanted to have Generation Lyme Day in the first place. And then we're gonna do some rapid fire questions. And also, if you guys have questions for us, the board, please put them in the comments and we'll try and get to some of them. What? It's raining?
There might have been a raindrop.
It may or may not be raining. We might at any point need to pack all of this stuff
Absolutely
up and
raining.
run inside and seek shelter.
If that happens, we'll just
Yeah.
do it again.
No, this is great. This is the content that people come for to
Professionalism.
to Generation Lyme. So we're having fun. We're out here having fun. So I think, first of all, happy Gen Lyme Day, everybody.
Happy Gen
Happy
Lyme Day.
Gen Lyme Day.
And to all of you guys watching at home on Instagram and Facebook, we got both going here. So basically what I'm going to do with Brooke, Jennifer, and Haley is I'm just going to ask them a couple questions and we're going to have them answer, and then we're going to take some of your questions. So the first thing we want to talk about,
You can answer.
I'm going to answer some questions too. I'm
We
happy
have
to
to ask you the question.
I'm happy to talk about myself. It's raining.
It's raining.
Um,
I don't have it.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So I don't need these headphones anymore. How did you guys get involved in Generation Lyme, and why did you want to get involved in Generation Lyme? And we're gonna have Brooke go first.
Okay, I'll do my best. I've had Lyme disease and babesiosis for 11 years, and I think by the time I got diagnosed, which was in 2013, I knew pretty quickly I wanted to do something in the Lyme disease nonprofit space, but I didn't know what it was. And over the next 8 years, I think I met some incredible people. 3 of them are sitting here. And we built an organization that really focuses on Lyme disease patients. As you probably know, Lyme disease organizations can focus on a lot of things like education, awareness of Lyme disease, research, but we really wanted to humanize Lyme disease from the patient's perspective. And so 8 years ago, I wanted to do something like what we're doing today, but it just took a really long time to figure out how to do that. And I think as a group, we've come up with this incredible organization that does focus on the patients and offers meetups for any patient who wants to meet other Lyme disease patients or supporters across the country and the world. And we also love sharing stories of Lyme disease patients, and
We love it.
and that's what we do. But I think we're very people focused, and there was a real need for that in the Lyme disease community, and I think the 4 of us recognized it, and that's why we built Generation Lyme.
Jennifer, how did you end up in this shindig?
I'm surprised I'm going next.
You're next in line.
I know, but I came in last.
Oh, you're just as important as the rest of us.
She is.
Way more important. Significantly more important.
I got involved actually via Instagram because I made a Lyme friend, as so many of us often do, which is why communities like this are so important and sharing stories is so important. And I was invited to go to an in-person meetup, and
We had like 4 of those.
I guess I was invited to go to the 3rd or 4th one.
Pre-COVID, we had in-person meetups.
And I was very uncomfortable at the idea of going to a meetup or speaking in general, considering my health at the time, speaking about Lyme disease especially. So I bribed myself with an iced coffee, and I went, and I think all of you may have been there. I'm not sure, but everyone was lovely. It was the first time I'd been in a room full of people who had the same conditions as I did. And I was into it after that. And
Heck of a nice coffee though. Hope it was worth it, that coffee.
Yeah, I got a really good deal out of it, I guess, because then I think Brooke solicited some suggestions for
I remember
Gen Lyme
that.
stuff, and I was like, I guess you could do things, and we met for coffee, and then somehow that turned into brunch at your apartment.
we had the first virtual meetup at my apartment with like 6 of us in the living room and like 4 other people, and we were so excited that there were 4 other people.
Oh, it was
I think it
amazing.
was like 4 total, actually.
Was it?
No,
because it was us,
like 6 people.
and then like Michelle was there,
And Gus.
And Gus.
and
yeah,
Gus
yeah.
was there,
Throughout
and
the
like
couple
a guy
days.
from
we had about 9 people.
California.
some dude who I can't remember. Whatever. Anyway.
But so that led to, I thought it was going to be like, you guys should, if you'd like, take these ideas and have fun with them. And then it was, great, Jennifer, come in and do that. and I didn't have any confidence in my ability to do anything at the time, in my health and my ability to whatever. So I was like, cool. And just to go back a little bit, I've had Lyme and co-infections for the majority of my life, and I didn't know until 2017 though. I didn't have a diagnosis. But once I found the diagnosis, my thought immediately was that I wanted to go to do something toward helping people and like solving the problem and all of that. And I was not really, my health was in no position to do any of that, but I wanted to. And I had to go through a lot of things, and I was still going through that when we all met. But yes, this just kind of ended up being the group that I found by happenstance, which kind of led me back into more of a life. And I'm very grateful and happy for all of it.
And thank goodness she's here.
Really, because our Instagram account would be a mess. So
Well, it was a mess
it wasn't a mess.
when I was running.
I mean, we were all running it. Haley, how did you get involved in Generation Lyme?
Similar to what Brooke and Jennifer said, I've had Lyme my whole life. I had many co-infections. I was correctly diagnosed in 2010 and really saw the lack of community, like everyone here probably, and the lack of help for Lyme patients. There's so much, for me, in my experience, there was so much anger and resentment, which is all fair, and I have it too.
Yeah.
Towards the medical community and, just people who ignore and turn their heads away from Lyme patients. And the support groups that I tried to go to when I was really not mentally stable or okay, they were just more of that anger and resentment, and there wasn't any sense of like hope or it gets better. So I tried like 5 of these support groups in a couple different states that I lived in, in my journey. And I always left feeling horrible and feeling like there's no way out of this and I'm gonna die and nothing's gonna come of all this pain and suffering and everything. So that's when I decided I wanted to help people. And I think like everyone who's been through a situation like Lyme disease or something where you're suffering, you want to help people because there's a lack of it. And you see all of the suffering and you're like, I can help people, let me help people, So yeah, I actually wanted to start some kind of more positive, like there is hope support group. I just didn't know how to do it. And then randomly I got an email from you guys basically saying from someone on the Project Lyme board saying, I have a group of guys, they're starting this thing. And it was exactly what I wanted to start on my own. So I was like, hell yeah, sign me up, you know? So then I came to New York and met with the team for when we all met the first time.
Were you not living in New York at the time?
I was not living in New York at the time. I came specifically
Oh my God.
I just learned
to meet you guys. No.
Where were you living at the time?
Upstate.
I forgot that.
God.
So
detail.
I drove 6 hours to New York. I
Dedication.
was staying with my friend Laura. And I thought, oh, this is another funny story. I'll just add this in. I thought I was meeting all you guys for coffee because that's
Nope.
the that's the correspondence that I had. So I had like jeans and a cute top picked out, and I didn't live there, so I packed all this stuff. And then the night before, I got an email with like the itinerary of the day, and that it was a board meeting, and there were the huge names on this list, and it was like at this financial thing.
Oh, it was fancy.
So the morning of the meeting, I had to run so early from Bushwick to buy a pencil skirt.
Incredible.
And like all I had were open-toed shoes. It was, girls, you'll get it if you're watching, but it was a slight panic. But yeah, so the rest is history. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I wore jeans to that dinner.
I think you did, and when I got there, I was like, I could have totally worn my black jeans.
Yeah. I think I was wearing because I didn't know what I was.
But
signing up
after
for
I
either,
got the 7-hour
Mm.
outline of the meeting of exactly what was happening, I was like, this is not coffee.
Yeah.
This is way more than coffee. It ended up being like a merger meeting.
God, that's a lot for Lyme patients.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. I remember having a lot of thoughts like, why am I here?
Yeah.
When are they gonna tell us it's okay to leave?
But it was worth it.
Yeah.
And then I moved to New York. And,
Easier.
And it's much easier, yes. And then COVID happened and we don't see each other anyway. But we're here today all together.
Yeah.
Magically. But yeah, and the rest is history. And I'm so passionate about helping not only the patients, but also the supporters, because I'm lucky enough to have a very supportive family. And their lives were forever changed and altered as well.
Yeah.
So.
I think for me, I really wanted to, it was important for me to make a tangible difference in people's lives quickly. And when we were first starting out and trying to figure out what we were going to do, like fundraisers, raising money, giving money away, support, we had like all these ideas, but it was like, how can we make a positive difference like right now?
Yeah.
And the answer that we came up with, the first thing we thought of was like, we have to share stories. We have to.
For the patients.
For the patients.
Yeah.
We have to provide a place where people can see all these people that are going through what they're going through. Like just that alone, for me, like saved my life. Just the first time I met people that understood what was happening in my body, because I didn't understand what was happening in my body, and the people in my life were like, what's going on with this guy? So the first time I was in a room of Lyme patients, it was like, yes. And it was such a relief. Yeah, sorry. It was such a relief. And so meetups, it's actually kind of ironic, like COVID helped us a lot because we were trying to do in-person meetups, which were awesome, but it's hard for people to travel. And COVID made Zoom meetups and IG lives and all these things like much more accessible and socially accepted. Not that we wish any of that happened because it's all horrible, but it's allowed us to be able to connect with a lot more people than we probably would have. And yeah, I think we all just really wanted to help. If you are just tuning in, welcome. This is the live Generation Lyme Day podcast taping. Thank you for being here. I'm here. My name is Jesse. I'm here with the rest of the board, Brooke, Jennifer, and Haley. We're going to go through some questions. And also, if you guys have questions for us, please put them in the comments. But the next thing that I wanted to talk about is Generation Lyme Day, which is why we're here. And by the way, we all got recently tested. We're all being safe and social distancing okay.
Except for this very
Except for right
exact
now, but when we're
moment.
inside, shut up. You know what I mean? It's fine. We're gonna cut. We'll edit it out.
We're live.
We're leaving it in.
But
I just didn't want.
Right
I didn't
before
want you.
this.
Didn't
And
want you
some of
guys
us
to panic.
multiple times.
Yes.
Many of us.
Yes.
But we only seem to get together for special occasions, and for Gen Lyme Day, this seemed like a special occasion. We did a Christmas party, back in the winter, and we wanted to do something for the summer, which is why we decided to put this together. So I wanted to throw out there for you guys, why are we having Generation Lyme Day? What is the purpose, and what do you want people to get out of it? And what do you think it means for the rest of the Lyme community, or what are you hoping that we accomplish for the Lyme community from Gen Lyme Day?
I think we should have Jennifer go first.
I think so too.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm super foggy right now, but that's part of
That's
what
fine.
Gen Lyme Day is about.
That's right.
Because it's raining-ish. It was raining, and when it rains, my brain just like goes on vacation. So, but Gen Lyme Day exists because our community doesn't really ever have like a moment to be celebrated. We're not celebrating Lyme disease, but we want to celebrate the people who have it. And we're always fighting. As we've discussed throughout the day, we've discussed here how big a deal it is to like meet people who share experiences like yours, or share your experience, or hear a story that sounds like yours, so you don't feel alone, to just connect at all. That's such a big deal. So how about we take that a step further and recognize people for just existing, because our community spends so much of our time feeling, just trying to even get to a point of like, yeah, I feel good about being here, or I can do this. I mean, that's not even baseline for many of us, or at least a lot of the time. And so I think what makes Generation Lyme so special, and what I thought before I got involved, was that that's what this group is about. It's about that being a baseline, what the Lyme community deserves, to be like, to feel deserving all the time. And so this day is not even just about awareness of Lyme disease, about the facts and the science and all of that, which we need to push constantly, but it's also about the people, because we see you. And that's our language. We see you.
Yeah.
And we do share stories, and we talk to each other all the time, and so we hear you. And it's a time to actually recognize each other and celebrate, regardless of how we're feeling, because it's really hard, especially in this space, to be like, even if it's like the spotlight's on you and you're going to talk about your condition, it's really hard to still admit that you feel like absolute trash.
Yeah.
Like, because we always, there's still like a little performative aspect sometimes, even I don't know.
Like, because you don't want to make people
Like,
uncomfortable.
for me, I do the same thing. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
on a meetup, I always end up wanting to say something a little bit like, but it's okay, because, but maybe that day was absolute trash for me. And so why don't we just kind of like take the curtain completely away and be like, there's a lot of people. We know that there are 500,000 people of like brand new cases recognized by the CDC every year. And we know that the testing is wildly faulty. And so we know we have millions and millions of people in our community who are dealing with this constantly, who are patients, and a broader community of like family, loved ones, caregivers, etc., who deserve to be recognized for the ups and the downs and everything in between, because they're more than just the disease. And there's like huge set of experiences that don't really have a space. So that's what this day is. We're giving a space for all of it. Maybe you're having like a symptom-free day and you can talk about it, and that's hopeful. Maybe you're feeling really bad, but you have every right to be here, and your life has just as much value as it did the day before, or that will tomorrow, or as the next person's does, who might be a little less symptomatic than you. Literally everything. And I think that's really important. And so Generation Lyme Day is not just for our group, Generation Lyme. Like, to me, and when we talk about it, it's for everyone this generation, like in 2021, who's dealing with Lyme disease right now. This is Generation Lyme. We should have a day. So for as long as Lyme disease is a problem, hello, nature. We should be. My period is on vacation, but we can have a moment to spotlight it and be like, you're more than this, and we're with you in this too.
I think too, like, it's so common for people with chronic illness, especially Lyme, myself included. We feel, like you touched on, we feel like a burden. We don't feel worth it. We don't feel like we deserve like anything, because we just feel like, piles of flesh, basically, that are just taking things from our loved ones or what have you. So yeah, this day for me was more about just basically what you said. My brain is also on vacation slightly. Yeah, no matter how you're feeling, if you're in remission, if you're out of remission, you're worth so much, and you deserve so much, and you deserve every day for you to be celebrated. But yeah, it's like any holiday, should be every day, but we're making it specific.
Yeah.
For today.
Extra
Special.
I like that when we first were talking about this, it was like, what can we do that'll be fun? But like a fun activity versus a holiday is like totally different. I love that it's a that we did. I didn't come up with it. I don't remember who did. Probably you, let's be honest. But it's a holiday. Like, you celebrate holidays. Like, if we were just doing like a talent show tonight and it was just like a fun thing we were doing, that would be a fun thing. But a holiday has a totally different context. And like, you plan for holidays, you look forward to holidays. They're in the calendar. They have their own traditions. Like, hopefully this can go further and we can do this every year and it'll get bigger and people can start having their own Generation Lyme Day celebrations. And like, to me, that is very exciting and kind of cool. Like, this is the first one, and who knows what
First annual.
Yeah, we're deciding right now. It's first annual, so it's exciting to see how it will evolve over time, I think.
I have two thoughts on this. What everyone watching might not realize is that when you volunteer time at a nonprofit, you can be really entrepreneurial and really creative. And so, Jennifer had this idea, which was Generation Lyme Day, and we put it through our filter, which is, will Lyme disease patients and supporters enjoy this? Will it make them feel good? Will they value it? And will it be worthwhile for all of you? And I think the answer was yes. And so we worked really hard on this and tried to make something that human beings who have Lyme disease and struggle with it every day would really just enjoy and feel good about. And so that's one of the beautiful things about, I think, this organization. We're creative, we're entrepreneurial, and we just want to help Lyme disease patients and supporters. And so we try to do things like create a holiday that would meet that mission.
Minor things.
And then the second thing that I personally love so much, and I know you've heard me say this before, but that I love so much about Generation Lyme is, as a personal example, the four of us are in New York. And so in New York State, people are relatively familiar with Lyme disease. But one of my favorite parts of Generation Lyme is when we meet a Lyme disease patient or supporter in a part of the country or the world where that person just might not know as many Lyme disease patients or supporters. And has happened time and time again in the past 4 years. So if we have someone at a Generation Lyme meetup who's from Utah or Kansas or Arizona or Washington State, that makes me so happy.
Or Israel or Africa, or
we've had attendees from Kenya and Israel. We've been reached out to by people in Europe and Australia, and we love that. And we want to be a community that's open to anyone, anywhere who is affected by Lyme disease. And I think that we do a good job making the resources of this organization and us as people available for that.
Well, that is a fantastic segue to my next question, Brooke, which is, what are some of your favorite Generation Lyme memories?
Oh, geez.
I know, putting you on the spot.
Me?
Any
I'm
of
going-
you.
I'm going first.
Go for it, Haley.
Stressed
So
about this
many. So stressful. My hands are. I'm just so
You're doing
sweaty.
great. We're all
But-
friends
I'm so
here.
sweaty too.
There might not be anyone watching this.
No,
there literally
there's
might
people
be zero.
watching.
Oh, what's up, guys? How's it going?
We love you guys. Thank you for being here and watching. Everything's fine. I have. Oh gosh, there's so many. I love people who don't fit in our mold, quote unquote. We welcome everyone. And I love when people come on to meetups and say, like, I don't think this is for me. It is though. Or I don't think I'm the right age for this. I don't think I'm the right fill in the blank, right? And then you halfway through the meetup, you get to their share, and it's just like incredible, right? And it's like, this is something I've never experienced. All the sport groups I've been to are all negative, like my experience. And it's just so nice to be in a virtual room with people who get it and are supportive. And one of my favorite things to watch every time somebody new comes on our meetups is the rest of the community welcoming them.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's just it like gives me butterflies every time, because it's literally the reason we started this.
Yeah.
One of the reasons. But to, like, if we ask if there's any new people and they raise their hands or they're super shy or type it in the comments, I mean, listen, I was anxious to join the first meetup. I'm still anxious when I host meetups. So to see people welcoming with open arms and, supporting outside of the meetup as well as in the meetup is just, I love it. It's awesome. It heals a part of me every time.
Jennifer, do you have a favorite Generation Lyme memory? Or is your
That-
brain on vacation?
No, it's hard to communicate when it's like rainy. But
Rainy.
but I guess I just communicated something.
You're
So
doing great.
here we are.
We're all
I
doing-
Everyone
actually-
watching completely understands.
yes.
That's one of my favorite things.
Yes.
That what you just mentioned and what you were going to jump on,
Yeah.
the community jumping in and like creating, like catching the new person or the person who's really down, or whether it's in comments on a social media post or a new person in meetups or something like that, or a person who needs extra help or attention outside of the meetups or social media. It's wonderful. It's really special. And I'm always, both with Generation Lyme and just the Lyme community, amazed by and in awe, truly, of how much people with Lyme disease give back. Because it's such an it's so hard to find time, to find energy, and to like we spend so much energy like holding ourselves together, and yet somehow this community and so many people in this community use the limited energy they have to just like give it away to help other people. And so this community like does that, and does it in a group, which is that much more powerful. And another one of my favorite Gen Lyme memories was our holiday party, because
Yes.
I
You mean when you performed and it was so good we were speechless for several minutes afterwards?
Because we didn't know.
And we just stared
when you were
at the
mad at
screen
me?
with our jaws on the floor? You mean that holiday? I'm just trying to figure out if it's the same holiday party that we're thinking of.
I was gonna say that it was the holiday party, because I know the holidays can be really hard.
Yeah.
And but thank you.
This past holiday was very hard for me because I found out a really good friend, has the voice of an angel. But no.
It was really fun, and just the thought that we could provide that, like a destination,
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
like a settling, or like I'll weather this,
Yeah.
wait it out kind
Mhm.
of thing, or be extra depressed and wear it out. It was like, I don't know, it was something that I had felt was lacking for a long time, and so that we could do that was so extremely heartwarming and motivating to me, and to have everybody involved. It wasn't just us providing it, it was our community being a part of it too.
It was the best.
It was
awesome.
so much fun.
Yeah.
And it was just such a great feeling that it gave hope for many reasons. So that was one of them.
Favorite memory? I think my favorite memory actually involves Haley a little bit, but you had mentioned how a lot of our meetups used to be in person, and now they are on Zoom. And so sometime around like the first half, like springtime of 2020, when we really shifted away from meetups at a local gym and moved them all to Zoom, it wasn't obvious at first what structure of Meetup would really be helpful for Lyme disease patients and supporters who attended. And as we experimented a little bit with structure, there were some early meetups in, probably April or May or June of 2020 when like the light bulb went off. And I specifically remember standing in my living room after one of these meetups and talking to Haley, and we were just kind of like doing a feedback session. We were talking about how it went, and we were like emotional and overwhelmed at how powerful we thought the meetup concept had become, because the people who we met all around the country and around the world seemed really engaged. They were saying the most beautiful things during the meetup, and sometimes we're meeting other Lyme patients for the first time and like finding a community that they didn't have access to prior, but we were sort of like trying to figure out how to provide to them. And when it really started to work, that felt so good for me. And I remember talking to you about this a couple of times, or on the phone. And fast forward, now we've done 300 meetups and almost 4,000 people have attended. And these are really safe spaces, and we love them. And I think we've finally figured out how to make a difference for people. But as we were experiencing that, I really remember a couple of those phone calls really well with you.
Oh,
That's amazing.
those were good phone calls.
They were.
I
They
forgot
were.
about them, but I remember now. I just going off of that,
Please.
I just want to do a quick shout out to all of our community members too, because most of what has made Generation Lyme meetups so powerful and so effective are how real you guys are and how open you are. And every meetup I go to, it shocks me how just willing to share you guys are, and it's heroic. Honestly, to me, it's heroic. And so thank you for being part of us and trusting us enough to speak your experience. What's your favorite memory?
I
Jesse?
have so many. You guys covered a lot of them. I think one of my favorite things, I don't want to like give a specific name, but like there are people who maybe were hesitant to join the meetups at first, and they're just camera off, video off, like just listening, and they do that for like months. And then they'll share with the microphone on, camera off, and then they have their camera on and they're fully engaged in the meetup, and you can just see them progress over time and feeling more comfortable and feeling more like themselves. And that to me is really special. And when people acknowledge, like selfishly, like when people are saying amazing things about our meetups, like that to me is like the greatest thing, because we are providing that for people. I think this Generation Lyme provides a structure for us to go, what would be really cool? And then we just create it out of nothing. And so to be able to build something from the ground and have a thing that is changeable constantly. And I don't think a lot of people have the opportunity to have like a dream or a goal like come to fruition immediately with a team of people that are supportive of it. And so for me, like the building being lit up green, like that was something that you mentioned on one of our first calls, was that you wanted a building lit up green. And I remember being like, that is so dumb. It's like, that is so, like, no one is gonna care. No one's gonna know what it's about. Like, it's just a bunch of lights, and then standing there in front of that building was like such
It
an
was
emotional moment.
That was one of my favorite memories.
Such an
too.
emotional moment, you know?
And
like
we made it happen.
He totally was like that.
I was like,
too.
come
And
on,
I-
a building?
honestly,
green?
I kind of was too.
And it
Jesse and I
was-
were like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And then the day
And then-
came and we were like, wow.
So we have everything from that to like we've had incidents on meetups that have gotten really scary and very serious, and we've had, when you're dealing with Lyme patients, you're dealing with mental health stuff, and that can get really tricky, and we've had some really tough situations, and we've managed to prepare so that we can help people through those. And to me, like, I'm not saying I enjoyed those moments, but the fact that I know that our community is safe in our hands, and that to me is a really special feeling. Like, they trust us, we appreciate them, and they trust us, and it's a totally mutual relationship, and I love that. Watch. Okay, so of course we're going long
We can
because
skip a few.
we're definitely gonna skip a few. Are there any questions in the chat that you saw that we should point out?
So far, Brooke is the man.
I agree with that.
Thank you so much.
I know.
You're goddamn right I am. Yeah. If there's-
Yeah, no, just so far, just feedback.
If there's any questions that you want to ask us in the next 5 minutes,
I
put
am
them in
watching.
put them in the comments now. But we're gonna do a rapid fire,
Oh, God.
and
Oh my
we're
gosh.
just gonna.
Are we nervous now?
No, it's gonna be great.
I'm on vacation.
It's gonna be great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go rapid fire, and we're gonna go in order. So we're gonna start with Brooke, and then we're gonna go Jennifer, and then we're gonna go Haley. Everything's fine.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
We're gonna get to know each
Who's
other.
first?
Brooke is
This
first.
is great. He's the man.
Yeah.
You're answering him too, right?
I'm happy to answer. Brooke, fill in the blank with one word. This is a rapid fire thing. The first thing that comes to your head. Fill in the blank with one word. Lyme disease is blank.
More complicated than people
That
understand.
was way more than one
You
word.
said one word?
One word.
All right,
He's on
misunderstood.
vacation.
Lyme disease is misunderstood. Okay, this next question is not a one-word answer,
Thank
so you
God.
can be as long as you
Go.
want.
Because it was gonna
Jennifer's next. What is
Yep.
something that people often get wrong about you?
Ooh.
Oh God.
First thing.
That she doesn't have the voice of an angel.
that I don't care about stuff or am mean.
Really?
No, maybe not mean, but that I'm like unemotional or something.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like yeah.
Haley, what's the last show that you binged and loved?
Schitt's Creek for the second time.
I cannot get into Schitt's Creek. I don't understand.
Oh my God!
I got
Can
my
I
mom.
can I interject real
Please.
quick? Because have I told you all the story about how my grandma loves that show? My
Aw.
grandma loves that show, but she will only call it The Creek. And we watched it a year ago.
Love that.
We watched it a year ago, and she would only call it The Creek. But every shit joke, she would laugh hysterically. She laughed so loudly. Someone, me or someone else, said the name of the show the other day, and she was like, all you have to do is say the name of the show.
Cute.
It's good to remember.
It's my favorite thing.
Grandma's awesome.
Okay, for me, what's your
Unrelated, but
next question? What's your favorite meal? That's not fair. Something Asian, Vietnamese food.
Let me ask you a different one.
Okay, fine. I didn't come up with these questions, by the way.
I did. Sorry.
That's okay.
What's something you're deeply grateful for right now?
Zoloft?
Fair.
I
would have said Graham.
Said
but-
another way, that has helped. I'm deeply grateful for taking steps to improve my mental health, which was something that I had put off for years and was impacting every aspect of my life, including my relationship with my very sweet, very cute puppy, which my neuroses was not allowing me to enjoy at all. And now I think he's a fluffy, amazing creature.
And now they all cuddle. Should we all do this one? The
I was
last
gonna
one?
ask you.
Yes, Brooke. Everyone's getting this.
I don't even know
question.
what this question
I
is.
know,
so
but
I'm,
it's
I'm
so
very yes.
What is something you are proud of yourself for at this moment?
Oh, I've made a lot of progress on chemical sensitivities over the past 12 months.
Incredible. Jennifer, what is something you are proud of yourself for at this moment?
Being here, generally speaking in sentences, and walking.
She stole mine.
Little victories. Haley, what is something you are proud of yourself for at this moment?
What encompasses all of it is just still being alive and still being here and not giving up.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Jesse,
Oh God.
what is something you're proud of yourself for? Wait, let me try that again.
You're doing great. We got the gist.
We're doing great, guys. What is something you are proud of yourself for at this moment?
Committing to something is not always easy, and committing to something, when you first are committed to something and you're all excited about it, it's easy to do it. We've been doing this for like 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
We've been having a phone call every week for 3.5 years, in a pandemic, not in a pandemic.
And texting each other 24
A
hours
billion-
a day, 7 days.
I'm
do
proud.
talk a lot.
I'm proud of myself, but I'm proud of for all of us. But I'm proud of myself because I know what I have to deal with in order to keep my commitments to Generation Lyme. And we all have our own stuff. And the fact that we're still doing this and we're still growing and we're still trying new things and we're still making a difference. I'm when we were at that crazy meeting at that thing, however long ago that was, like there was
3 or 4 years ago.
like realistically we should not still be here. We should have given up a long time ago, or gotten over it, or just were like, that was a good try, or listen, I just am not. But we're still here, and I'm still just as passionate about helping Lyme patients today as I was the day I woke up in remission, and every day in between. Life only gets more complicated as we keep doing this, not less. And so that we're here today, that we got the technology to work, that people are watching, that we have all this awesome stuff happening later today.
This day is exciting.
Yeah,
We love this day.
I know.
I'm proud of us for this day.
But nobody is gonna acknowledge us for like, hey, remember when like it got really like tough for a long time and you kept going? Remember when you were kind of over it and you kept going? Like, but it's true.
No, not at all.
We'll do that for each other.
We're still, but we
We
don't.
do it for each other.
Yeah, I guess
think
that's
we
true.
do.
We
That's
do.
true. But
In that group text.
That's true.
We totally do.
We're still here, and
that was a rough one.
I'm just
Good
proud
job.
of us for still being here. So, is there anything you guys want to say to wrap up the inaugural and annual Generation Lyme Day podcast?
I just want to say thank you to our community.
Yeah.
Because without you, we wouldn't be here. We would have given up a long time ago if we didn't have a community supporting us and being part of Generation Lyme. So I just want to say thank you, and we're so grateful for you guys. And yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah, I mean, the four of us can't do this alone. So thank you to anyone who's ever come to a Generation Lyme meetup, or just like commented on our Instagram page, or shared a story with other Lyme patients. I mean, you're so inspirational. The stories that you share with us are really tremendous. Thank you to our meetup hosts. Thank you to Project Lyme, and everyone around the world who in some way or another has been affected by Lyme disease. Like we're here for you, and hope that we get to meet you one day virtually.
Yeah. I'll just close with something I say to close out meetups when I host them, which is,
Go ahead.
huh? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I also just want to echo what everybody said, but I want to add that it's our community, but I don't know if everybody who comes to meetups or comments, I don't know if people who don't come feel like they're part of our community or not, if we like consider them as part of our community. But we do, because I don't know about the rest of you. I have a guess, but I find everybody who's affected by Lyme disease and in our community, and I find for me the Lyme community at large is extremely motivating. So even while dealing with symptoms and getting treatment and stuff like that, or wanting to take a break or whatever it is, it's there's like a real reason. I don't know, you motivate me to
keep us going, yeah.
be here and do work and feel, and that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good and feel healed and want to keep going, and you then help each other, and it's really just this like healing cycle that I think is extremely powerful. So for everyone, essentially, I think that I just want to thank you for for helping me and for helping all of us. And like, yeah, it's our community is probably larger than it even knows.
Totally.
Yeah.
So now I just want to close by saying something I say when I end meetups, which is if you guys keep showing up and you guys keep following us on Instagram and you keep sharing, you keep posting, as long as you keep showing up, we'll keep showing up. And we love you and thank you so much for being here. And we're excited to continue with Gen Lyme Day 2021. So stick around if you're watching us on Instagram. What? You did this? If you're watching us on Instagram, we could do more of this. We've got stuff coming up at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock Eastern time. We've got our meetup at 6. Come hang out with us, and we've got an after party after that where
Jesse's gonna play.
And Jennifer's gonna sing. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Happy Gen Lyme Day.
Happy
Happy
Gen
Gen Lyme
Lyme
Day.
Day.